Hello everybody, I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and today I'm at Emerald City Orchids out here in Tacoma, Washington. That's right, Washington State this time, not near DC. So this is right outside of Seattle, beautiful nursery. I'm super excited to show you all the things they have in bloom. So with that, let's not waste any time. Let's explore Emerald City Orchids in Tacoma, Washington. All right, so let's kickstart the tour here at Emerald City Orchids in Seattle. They have beautiful, actually in Tacoma, they have some beautiful plants, very unique things in bloom here. So I'm excited to highlight all that they have. Here's a table of some of their Dendrobiums. These are very popular among collectors. Check out these flowers. Aren't they pretty? Emerald City Orchids. I heard about them quite a long time ago, and I was excited to be able to visit and highlight their nursery, show all the plants they have in bloom, and some of the unique pickups you can find here. They're located in Tacoma, about 35 minutes or so from Seattle-Tacoma Airport, which is super convenient. So if you're in the area, if you have to make a pit stop in Seattle, grab an Uber or rent a car and come and visit, because they have some really, really special things in here, and I'm going to be able to show you a lot of them today. Check this guy out, another gorgeous antelope Dendrobium. One thing I really like about Emerald City Orchids is the variety of plants that they have here. And they make good use of their space, and all of the space just have so many different beautiful orchids. Like I said, you're going to see a lot here today. And the folks are awesome too. I really love meeting the owner, Emerald City Orchids, and also chatting with Josh and hearing about all the great plants that they have here. Here's Dendrobium loei, species Dendrobium. I don't think I've ever seen a Dendrobium loei before, but super pretty plant. It's a really nice greenhouse. Like I said, they have a lot of plants. So take your time. It's very easy to spend a few hours in here, just seeing all the things they have. For me, some of the highlights have definitely been the Rupiculus Laelia selection that they have here. That's, I think, what I'm picking up the most of in my time at this nursery. And again, they have even some aroids. Look at these beautiful aroids. Some anthuriums. They have, I think I saw some monsteras earlier. So really great variety. And they have a huge selection of Bulbophyllums as well. Check out this Dendrobium, looking really pretty in the light right now. This is Dendrobium unicum. Super pretty orange flowers. And again, I'm going to do my best to highlight as much of the plants in bloom that they have. But like I said, it's definitely overwhelming. They have a lot. Now check out this guy though. This guy's really pretty. Let's see if I can highlight him. There we go. Another fantastic Dendrobium. And the flowers are really pretty. Here's some blue oil ferns. And check out this guy. Oh my gosh. He's just starting to be in bloom right now. But it is an absolute beast of a specimen. My gosh, what a beautiful plant. Alright, let's come over here. Check out these Dendrobiums. This is Dendrobium Thai Pearl. Variegated Dendrobium with pink leaves. How different. And they have a couple different types of variegated Dendrobiums. This one a more traditional variegated pattern. This is Dendrobium Fomo's Beauty. Matcha latte. Very cool. And then here they have a couple other Dendrobium Thai pearls. You can definitely see the pink color on the leaves on that one for sure. Now check out these delicate flowers here. Hopefully you can see that. Here's the name. Really neat. Make sure I put that back in there. There we go. And then this delicate little guy, just opening up. Another Oncidium type. So pretty. And again, Florida seedling plants. The other thing they have some a great little terrarium plant set up, where you can pick up things like Lapanthes, some orchids that do really well in more humid climates, or maybe cool humid, something that might be a little bit more difficult to create an environment for in the home. And check out these Bulbophyllums. This is Bulbophyllum Scidianum. Look at the size. This is a miniature Bulbophyllum, but a huge plant. And they have a really great variety, all different kinds of Bulbophyllums. Some of these I've only ever seen in imports. Bulbophyllum biflorum. Classic Bulbophyllum. And over here is where they have even more Bulbophyllums. Let's go over here, but before I want to stop and show you this guy. Look at the blooms here. So pretty. All right, over here. This is their Bulbophyllum section. They have many different varieties. Bulbophyllum frostii by Phalaenopsis. So many different types of plants and huge specimens too. And I'll say a lot, I'd say pretty much everything in here, if not everything, is for sale. It has a price, so if you're looking for a seedling size plant that you can grow up to be huge, they have them. If you want something small or big, they have that too. So, all different sizes. Super cool. And you can see more of their Bulbophyllums. And also a variety that's mounted, some that are potted. So this is gorgeous. I know this guy's going to be way too big for my grow space when he gets big. But I bet that plant is absolutely stunning when it does bloom out. And that's that Frosty Eye Phalaenopsis cross. Bulbophyllum. Alright. I want to go over here because there was a couple plants I wanted to highlight. Again, here's some more mounted, mostly Bulbophyllum species that you can pick from. Some really unique types you don't see very often. Like I said, this is a super pretty Poroglossum dactylum. Look at when the new leaf comes out. Look at that. Isn't that cool? How different. There we go. Anyway, where was I? Getting distracted. Back over to the Bulbophyllums. Again, awesome variety of plants. You can see that they have here. This is the one I did want to highlight. Check this guy out. Look at the flowers. I really like this plant. Seems to be more compact, which is nice. Again, more Bulbophyllums here. And they got one here that's in bud. I wonder if it has a tag. Let's see, no, I don't see a tag on that one, but super cool, a couple buds on the way. They have really cool plants. I love this. This is just like my favorite. Alright. So, let's keep moving onward. They have a couple plants in here. They're growing under lights. Some more Bulbophyllums. Look at the size of these Dracula low tax. And this is not a low tax, but I'll show you a low tax in a second, but this Dracula. This is Dracula Gerardo. Let's see, it's a hybrid with low tax. But they do have some true low tax. Huge plants. This is really impressive, the size you can get. Super nice. And of course in here we have some paphs that are blooming. I won't spend too much time on these guys because I do want to focus on the greenhouse. But again, just to give you an overview of the different variety that you can get here. Standard Phalaenopsis, and I'll show you some of their other phals that they have, which are really cool. Some more really unique Pleurothallis, Dendrobiums, super cool. Alright, let's go back into the greenhouse. In this little section here, in the dark where they love it best, are a lot of the Masdevallias that they have for sale. Doesn't look like much is in bloom, but they have hybrids and species Masdevallia that you can choose from. And really nice plants too. Here's a Masdevallia coccinea, red-orange. These guys grow really well here in the Pacific Northwest. I struggle a little bit to keep something that cool, but here's another unique species, rubiginosa, a super compact Masde. I love it. That guy is so cute. Then we have another Bulbophyllum, Bacoense, but really cool, and it spans even up here, more Masdevallias. Like I said, such a great variety. Okay, now here is their main greenhouse. This is their aisle where they keep their Collagenes and Pleurothallis. And they have a lot of these. Again, you can get a good view of the Masdevallias that they have over here. And of course, the Collagenes and Pleurothallis that they have available and for sale. Try to squeak by. I don't see too much that's in bloom around here, but here's a couple of pictures of the things that they do have. Great maxillarias. And then down here is where they have a lot of their Paphiopedilums they have growing. I'll show you some of the ones they have in bloom on the other side. But again, so many gorgeous plants, gosh. And like I said, many of these are for sale. Some pretty sizable plants you can buy. Look at that. My lord. That's impressive. So, again, Emerald City Orchids. Very close to Seattle if you're in the Seattle area and you want to do some orchid shopping, especially for some weird orchids. Uncommon things that you might not have seen before. This is a really great place. Paph Rothschildianum. They have a couple different plants to choose from, and you really have to dig because there's stuff all over the place. Here's an interesting one that I don't think I've seen before. Arundina graminifolia. Isn't that pretty? Looks like a terrestrial orchid, which is pretty unique. And here's some Sarcochilus. I have one Sarcochilus in my collection, but they're really great. Trusty growers. I know my Sarcochilus aequalis requires like a cool period similar to Australian Dendrobiums. So keep that in mind if you're keeping these, especially not in a greenhouse. You may need to put them outside or put them in a window for a few weeks in the fall to get them to bloom. Okay, let's go over this way. This is where they have a lot of their Rupiculus laelias and laelia species. Here's a Laelia cinnabarina 4N. They have quite a few really fantastic species laelias over here, and I'm going to go on the other side in a little while and show you some there, but really cool Sophronitis, Laelia. Here's Laelia hyperphylla, which is one that I don't see very often at all. Not a very common Rupiculus Laelia to see. And this is a Cattleya schilleriana species cat. And then this guy here is another Rupiculus Laelia. This is Laelia Gillani, which I just added one to my collection recently. It has beautiful pink flowers. Super, super pretty. And again, they have some Cattleya cernua or Sophronitis cernua. Which is great. Here's some of their little turtles. Check them out. Enjoying themselves. Staying cool. Here's another Laelia Jongiana alba. Really pretty. I love this one. And they have some nice plants with some new growths, great roots. You can see just a few of the ones that they have. Look at that. New growth coming and new roots. And these are more compact growing, but have a pretty sizable flower, which is really cool. And again, they have some more Cattleyas that you can pick from. A great variety. Here's Cattleya Laeligesiae. Check out that. Cute little plant. Really healthy. Don't have very much room to go home with this time, so I'm gonna have to be choosy about the plants that I bring with me, but I could totally go crazy in here with the amount of plants that they have. Check this out. These are some seedling Grammatophyllums. When you look at these and you're like, those are pretty sizable plants, but they actually get really, really big, really fast. I'm fairly sure that Grammatophyllum is the largest orchid species. And you can see they don't love water. They like to dry out. You can see their roots growing upward. So it's a great example of learn about your plants by doing research, but also just looking at them and observing how they are and what kind of characteristics they have, because they can actually reveal a lot to you that you might not even know. Here's a Sophronitis rosea, which is a pretty uncommon sight, for me at least. Perhaps because it's a little bit more cool tolerant. It grows better around here. Now down here are some of the Phragmipediums that they have available, and they do have some nice blooms. Check out this guy. Wow. That is a huge flower. Really, really pretty Phragmipedium. Let's see. This guy is Frag Leslie Gary. Really nice. And they have a couple here in bud. And these guys bloom a couple flowers at a time. So, they're sequential, and it's not uncommon for them to bloom for a couple months. Look at this guy too. What a pretty flower. The super long petal. Here's another gorgeous plant. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks like a Bestii or Jason Fisher cross, maybe. I'm not sure, but the flower is pretty. Really nice Phragmipediums. And check out that guy too. Another nice plant. Now, if you're ever in a nursery and you see that the lip is missing, what I realize is that they actually sometimes remove the lip to pollinate the plant to create a seed pod. So keep that in mind. If you see a frag missing a lip, it could possibly be a sign that they're breeding that type. Now up here, more of those laelias. Rupiculus laelia, Laelia crispata. And now you might be wondering, what Rupiculus laelia, what does that even mean? I don't understand. Well, I didn't either. Rupiculus laelia means rock growing. Rupiculus means rock growing. So these orchids are frequently seen on sort of granite rock. And I'm still learning a lot about how to grow Rupiculus laelias, but there's a lot of folks trying their hand at those orchids, and I think a lot of their growth depends on your conditions many of the time. I've heard that they do actually like more water than folks tend to give them, which is why they sometimes struggle in folks' care. So they don't like to dry out a lot despite growing on rocks. A lot of the times their roots meander about the rocks in search of little puddles within the crevices. So they actually may get a lot more water than we think. So there's a lot of new information to learn about those Rupiculus laelias that even I'm learning. I'm no expert, but I've been growing them pretty well since I've had them. So, all right, up here, check this out. These are some Schnorchus tixieri, a different type of Schnorchus than I have. I have Schnorchus fragrans, and they're very similar, but super cool little plants. Here's another type. This one looks to be like more clumping, slightly larger leaves, but I'm fairly sure that they're a Vanda relative. And mine grows really well, and it's actually probably going to be in bloom next month, so you'll get to see that. All right, over here we have some more of these Oncidium hybrids. Really pretty plants, and they're all about to bloom, so Oncidium season has almost arrived. And then we have some epidendrums, not in bloom, but still a pretty unique find. Like I said, lots of really cool, unique plants that you don't see all the time around here. Here's some Zygopetalums. Let's see, whoops. Wrong tag. The other yellow tag has its name. There we go. Zygopetalum Advance Australia. Never dabbled in Zygopetalums. They're just a little too big for my grow space, but still really, really cool. Okay. Check this little guy out. I'm not sure if this is also an epidendrum. I don't see a tag, but those flowers are really cute. Cute little purple flowers. And then I'm going to step back one more time because I actually got distracted and missed a plant I told myself I couldn't forget to show you. Check this guy out. There's the name. Cochleanthes. Really pretty flower. And there is another one over here. This one looks to be a little bit more fresh. How stunning. Really different, wonderful, wonderful orchids. Now over here are all of their Phalaenopsis, and I would say they have an incredible selection. Many different types of Phalaenopsis. Phal Mini Mark. They have a lot in bloom too. Check this guy out. This is a Schilleriana. Sanduriana. I get them mixed up every once in a while. This is, this is the name. Sanduriana Wilson 304. And they have so many orchids. Check these out. These are in bud. So, if you're watching this video, I did just conduct this tour recently, so if you're looking to purchase this guy, they have them and they're in bud. Up here are some mini Phalaenopsis, Phalaenopsis parishii, which is a super cute Phalaenopsis, and a Phalaenopsis stobardiana. We have a lot of really cool plants. Hopefully my microphone also is drowning out some of the fan. But again, a sea of phals. This guy is just about to open up here. This is Cerulean Tetrapsis. And check this out. This is Phalaenopsis celebensis. Look at the leaves. How different. Maculata. And here's a little Sologeny. Or sorry, not Sologeny, Dendrochilum. I think they're in the same species now. But cute little flowers. Easy to miss. We have true Phalaenopsis tetrapsis, and they're in bud as well. So many wonderful plants. And check out these flowers here. How pretty. My gosh. This is one that Cassidy and my mom have in the collection, and it has a lemony men's fragrance to it. So it smells almost like cologne, which is very cool. Phalaenopsis. Ultra. Really, really cool. And here they have a couple of their Phalaenopsis in bloom. It's a Phalaenopsis species. Phalaenopsis. Can you imagine seeing that in the wild? That would just be absolutely beautiful. I'd be so excited. Here is a Tetrapsis, I believe, the Alba version, with no red, which is really cool. And I think this may be the Cerulean version we saw a picture of earlier. They have a really good selection of Phalaenopsis. Here's GW, Green World. And there is the flower. And of course we'll zoom out to see this wonderful sign, Emerald City Orchids. Again, if you're interested in visiting Emerald City Orchids, you're open 9 to 5 every day. So you can come get your orchid fix whenever you want. They also ship. So if you don't live in Seattle, but say you want something like this in your collection, which I am like, that would be amazing. I love that Phalaenopsis. Wow. Let me get distracted here for a second. There it is. There's the name. Tuo Sun. They ship, so you can order online. And they have some plans. If you see anything in this video, give them a call, send them an email, reach out. Like I said, the folks here are fantastic, and they have a really cool selection of plants. This is the Phalaenopsis Super Zebra. Cassidy has this in her collection. It's bloomed for her, and looks like it's blooming here now. So it's really nice. So pretty. And this guy.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. We have
wow. Phalaenopsis violacea indigo. Check that out. This is one of the most fragrant Phalaenopsis. It is absolutely, it's pungent, a really good smell. So if you're looking for a super fragrant Phalaenopsis, that's a great one. Okay, so the last aisle. There's still so much more to see. Like this Lycaste. Not like Cassidy. Lycaste. That's just me missing Cassidy from afar. Lycaste, beautiful, beautiful plant. Huge, huge leaves. Definitely takes up a lot of space, but wonderful nonetheless. They even have some Restrepias. So folks who like Restrepias, here they have Restrepia citrina. I love Restrepias. They are really, really good bloomers. Here's Restrepia antinifera, liana, and that's a pretty good sized plant too. And then this guy almost came home with me. I say almost, maybe he still will, I don't know. I do love him. And he's gonna be hard to take a video of. But this is a Pleurothallis. Is it gonna focus for me? No, not really. Oh, there you go, maybe. That's the best we're gonna get, folks. This is a Pleurothallis viduata. Really, really nice plant. A little bit bigger size for Pleurothallis, but wonderful. And they have some more Pleurothallis here for those folks who liked the Pleurothallis praecipua. They have them here, and in bloom. Or in bud, I should say. Almost in bloom. If you go and buy one of these, it'll be in bloom by the time you get it, I'm sure. Here's some more Restrepias here. Different types of Restrepia. Here's Restrepia gutulata. That is a big Restrepia. Many Restrepias I have are tiny. This is a big one. So they can be very small to big size. Keep in mind that these Restrepias and many different orchids are not all consistent. There are large versions. So be sure to research before you pick one up. Look at this flower right here. That is so cool. I hopefully this will help it focus. It does. Nice. This is Lacardia. I'm not sure. I don't have any information, but that is such a cool, delicate flower. Look at the little buds coming off of it. It's got a couple flowers, couple buds on the way. Really, really different. Here's the Phalaenopsis schilleriana. I got ahead of myself earlier, but they're over here. Alright, let's keep walking down this way and see what else they have in bloom and bud. Here's a Stenocorin aureofulva. It is in bud, no bloom yet, but that's very different. Again, some of these plants I've never seen before. Oh, this actually, flowers coming along here. Really cool. I think this is probably related maybe to Maxillaria. It's growing in similar conditions, but some more Stenocorin aureofulva. And of course they have vandas. What's a greenhouse without a couple of vandas, right? And then we're back over on the side with the paths. This is the other side from where we were. So I'm going to focus mostly over here to show you what they have on this side, which is more Phragmipediums. Not much for blooming over here, but they have a lot of options. Like I said, if you're a collector and you have the time, look through, because you're going to be surprised at the variety of plants that you are going to find here at Emerald City Orchids. Super cool. Here's a different plant we don't see very often. A Nedima Boothii. And they have some encyclias and more of the rupiculus laelias on this side over here. Here's a Angrecum Rutenbergianum. Cute little guy. They actually have a couple. I didn't even catch these. So they have a lot of African orchids, which is really exciting because you don't really see that very often. Here's a nice encyclia. It's got a sheath right there. This is Encyclia Garciana. Really cool. And then we're back over here. This is where they have more of their laelias. This is the Laelia anceps section. A lot of Laelia anceps over here. Laelia ludemaniana. And then some more anceps and some Cattleya hybrids as well. So, really great variety of plants. I was looking at this one. This is a hybrid Laelia Brigeri crossed with Cattleya violacea flamea, which I'm sure is going to look beautiful. Here's what a Cattleya violacea looks like. Right there, the flamea version. Now, here's their prices. If you ever come, very fair pricing for some very unique plants. So, Emerald City Orchids, a fantastic place to visit. You will not be disappointed. It is worth the trip. I came all the way from the Northeast and all the way across the country, and it was totally worth it. I'm leaving with some great little plants. Now I want to take you inside because they do have a little area, like I was mentioning before, with some terrarium plants, which I think is super neat. Check out these oncidiums. Very cool. Capture them on the way out. But anyway, they're around here. There they are. All of their cool terrarium plants. Check out their terrariums. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, well-designed terrariums. These guys aren't for sale, but you can see there's some Masdevallias that are about to bloom in here. Dendrobium in bloom down here. Super cool. And now over here, these are for sale. So you can go through these little terrariums and find some Lapanthes, and this one, Dendrobiums. Really, really neat. I was checking this guy out too, which is a Lapanthes. Belizaniana. Really nice. So that's that case. Here's a couple more. They have some of those Shinorchis, and look at, they have one in bloom. Really, really cool. There we go. Some jewel orchids and Dendrobiums. Bulbophyllums in here. All kinds of variety of plants. Come down here. Really, really cool. I love this concept. I think this is great. Here's some different beautiful plants here. What's this little guy? See, I've never even heard of some of these. So they have some really unique stuff. And then lastly, down here, some more beautiful plants. So, alright, and then on this side, some more things for sale. In here, I see a Stellis in the back. For those of you who like these cute little guys. Dracula. What is this guy? Masdevallia. Really cool. So many unique things. You can see down here. Nice. Nice. And then last but not least, this terrarium right here. Check out the blooms coming on this guy. So fuzzy. Some Catasetrums and Dendrobiums. Really cool. Alright, well, I think that's going to conclude my tour of Emerald City Orchids. I'm going to walk out here and show you their showroom area where they have some non-orchids, various house plants, Hoyas. Look at this Hoya. Pretty. Really nice. Great variety of all different kinds of plants. And then over here a couple of other blooms like we saw earlier. So nice. Gorgeous. Really wonderful place. And I like this little, like, showroom that they have in here. I'm not sure if this is a cold room. Well, it still seems pretty warm in here, but very cool. They have some very different stuff. Gosh, it definitely seems a little drier in this room, so I'm guessing that might be intentional. Here's a Pleurothallis crucifera. Some Bulbophyllums. Like I said, they make great use of their facility of all the different plants. Here's some pitcher plants. And monsteras and aroids. So many great plants. Alright. I think that's going to wrap up our tour. I'm going to close it out. Alright, everybody. That's going to conclude my tour of Emerald City Orchids. They have so many beautiful plants here in bloom. So many different things to see. This is totally 100% worth the visit if you're in the Pacific Northwest, right outside of Seattle. Like I said, 35 minutes from the airport, super close. Definitely check it out. Thank you so much to the folks at Emerald City Orchids for letting me show this amazing place off. I'm excited to visit again. With that, thank you so much for watching. I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.